All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akakwadash. All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of our great millstone, who are the true elders and apostles over all Israel. All right, this is Brother Yahweh with another lesson. And basically today, man, I just want to go into how Colossians 3 is a beautiful chapter to study and to read upon, man. If you're having a hard time, discovering things, or you're having any issues with this world, man, Yahweh Shemel Shad sends us comfort through these words, through these epistles that the brothers put up, which are the videos, all right, through fellowshipping, you know, and through going to camp and all that, man. Yahweh Shemel Shad sends us that comfort, and which is why it's important to let go of things which are of this world, all right, and look for things of the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shad's kingdom. Okay, so to get it started, man, I want to go ahead and get this. It's going to be the book of Galatians chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. Set your affection on things above, not on things of the earth." That's right. Set your affection on things above, not on the earth. Meaning, don't be wasting your time, should I say, or don't be putting forth your time, should I say, for better terms. I don't be putting all your time towards getting a car, getting a house, getting a job, getting a woman, stuff like that. Don't be putting all your time towards that. What you should be doing is, if you know this truth, you should be studying, calling upon the name Yahweh Bashim Shai, and looking for the mercy of Yahweh to be upon you. Okay, set your affections on things above and not on things of the earth, because everything here is going to pass away, man. All right, nothing here is going to sustain, not even these bodies. Okay, these bodies that you live in, yeah, cool, working out is good, eating healthy is great, but ultimately all these things are going to pass away. So it's okay, to be looking for a job or house or car, those things, but don't let that thing be what's in your heart. Okay, what you want is the main thing you want to be focused on is going to be the kingdom, Yahweh Shema Shah, the everlasting covenant, right? That we will soon achieve. All right, Lord's will, we're part of that number. So it says, verse 3, "For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in Yahweh." That's right, ye are dead right now, because right now, there's no way for you to obtain immortality but through Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's why it says ye are dead and your life is hid with Mashiach and Yahweh. That's right, because in order for you to even obtain immortality, you have to learn this truth and follow Yahweh Bashim Shai and pray that you're part of that number. Right now, that's why we're called in Ezekiel, I believe it's chapter 38th chapter. It says you are dry bones. All right, or these dry bones. Everyone here is dry bones because they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashmi All right, they're dead. Okay, the ones who do have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashmi All their life is hid with the Mashiach for Yahweh in Yahweh. Okay, so it says, verse 4, "When the Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory." That's right. And that also, you can lead back to Romans 8 with that. Okay, matter of fact, talk about it. Let's get it. It's going to be the book of Romans chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 15. And it reads, "For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And of children, then heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together." That's right. So we suffer with Yahweh Bashim El Shai, with Yahweh Shai, should I say, and we're going to be glorified together. Because right now, even though we aren't going through hard times, yet, we still suffer with him. We make our bodies a living sacrifice. How? By going to camp. You might be going to sleep. Excuse me. You might be going to sleep and you get an idea for a lesson, and then you force yourself to stay awake to either write down the lesson so you remember it, or you stay awake to make the lesson, man. You make the sacrifices. Your friends, your worldly friends might be going out drinking, doing stuff like that, having fun. But instead, what are you doing? You're going to camp, right? You're studying. You're doing what needs to be done. Okay. You might be able to, you might have the talent to become a very famous person, in whatever genre or whatever you choose and that your talent is in, but you, instead of doing that, you chose to humble down and serve Yahweh Shem Shai, and serve men and your brethren. Okay, so if we rejoin, and that's not, and of course that's not just part of the sufferings that we go through, because also suffering is what your family hating you. Okay, your wife, your kids, your brothers, your sisters, all your friends might start to dislike you and slowly ease you out of that, man. So we're making our bodies a living sacrifice, all right? But through Yahweh Shem Shai, even though we're being booted out of this world, we're obtaining life, which is why it says when Hamashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Because without Yahweh Shem Shai, we're dead. In this world, even though you may feel like you're living, we're dead. And I saw this quote the other day, and it said, or not this quote, but it was uh, pretty much Lamborghini. They said we don't advertise commercials because our customer our target audience isn't sitting down watching TV, you know, and that if you think about it, it's because those people who can afford Lamborghinis, who can afford doing stuff like that, they're not sitting down watching TV. They're out actually enjoying life, man. Right now, you may think you're enjoying life by going out to a bar and hitting on a chick and stuff like that. You're really not enjoying it because you don't have land, you don't have resources, you don't have any of that, man. You know. So that's why Yahweh Shem Shai is our life, because through Him we're gonna obtain all that. But right now we're dead. We don't have anything. We don't have anything going for us. We have no hope without Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, so continuing at Colossians 3 verse 5, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh of the children of disobedience. That's right. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. That's right. Mortify it. Don't allow it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get the definition of that word, mortify. Um, and while I'm getting this, man, I pray you brothers who listen to this video, or even if you don't, I pray that you brothers and you sisters who fervently believe in the truth continue to believe. And that the Lord, if you're doing this in truth and sincerity, I pray that the Lord has mercy upon you. All right, because this place is hell, man. Death is coming, man, and the only way you can live is through Yahweh Shai, through Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so that word mortifies is to make dead, to put to death, slay, worn out of an impotent old man, to deprive of power, destroy the strength of. That's right. So destroy the strength of your members which are upon the earth. Destroy the strength. Don't be given into your flesh, man, because it's easier said than done, of course, but don't be given it. And speaking to myself first and foremost, don't give into your flesh. You know, so serve Yahweh Shema Shai. Make your body a living sacrifice, man. Do everything in your power to have your spirit overcome, man. You know, because these things sake the wrath of Yahweh. These things are gonna, if you allow those things to continue to rule your life, Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna put His wrath upon you, not His mercy. So that's why it says, for which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience. Okay, those children of disobedience, which I was just watching the brother Bazak's video of. It started with an M, man. It's kind of hard to pronounce. Um, it's I'll go ahead and get the word real quick because I know where it's at. This is Jeremiah 20. Oops, that's 30. This is Jeremiah 20 and 3. And it says more Magor Misabib, okay, which that word, whenever you go into it, it pretty much means, matter of fact, let's get it. I don't want to say pretty much means, and I just want to go ahead and get it. All right, this is, where is it, man? All right, that word Magor Misabib. It says terror on every side. That's right. So terror on every side. And that's what's gonna happen if you don't serve Yahweh Shai, you're gonna have terror on every side. Okay. So continuing it back in Colossians chapter 3 and verse 7, it says, in the which he also walked some time when he lived in them. That's right. So before this truth, you walked in those ways, those wickedly ways, but coming into these, matter of fact, it says it, but verse 8, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. That's right. You're slaying that old man. You're slaying the way you used to be, and you're coming into this new man, which is led and guided by Yahweh Shai and his men. Okay, you've changed your whole life. Your whole life is turned around because of that. Okay, so it says verse 10, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. That's right. You're no longer being led you're no longer being led as a flock to the slaughter, but in fact you now heard the voice of your shepherd calling, which is Yahushua, and now you're going towards him. You're no longer going off this cliff or into a factory to be slaughtered, Esau's factory, should I say, but now you're following after Yahweh Shai, the power of your life. Okay, so it says verse 11, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Mashiach is all and in all. So whenever you get into that, it says where there is neither Greek nor Jew, because our people, would they call themselves Greeks or Jews, which whenever you get into that word Jew, let's go ahead and get that. We'll get Greek and Jew just for edification's sake, because a lot of people will be like, well, see, now you see how Jesus came for everybody. No, whenever you get into the definition of these things, man, that's why it's important to get into the definitions. All right, that word is Helen. All right, it says in Greek, either by nationality, whether native or of the mainland. In the wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews. Pretty much that. You see, Esau changed these definitions. Uh, Whenever you get into that word Helen, it means it means Greek-speaking Jew. Okay, let me see if I can get it here. Hellenistic definition. Let's get the etymology, man. All right, let me see. It agrees from the Greek, the word unknown traditionally from the ancestor. Yeah, man. Esau changed the definitions, because before it said a Greek-speaking Jew, okay, which it's also which I'm gonna ask a brother to borrow their book. That way I can show. I'll do a lesson on that again for the Greek nor Jew, okay. Um, but that Greek is Helen, which means Greek-speaking Jew, and we'll go more. I'll go more into it in a lesson, and I'll probably make a part 2 to this. So that way, whenever you get into that Jew, all right. Let's get back on point, man. We'll get back into that some other time. But pretty much that means Greek nor Jew, meaning that we're no longer these different nations, but we're under the name of we're under the name of Yahweh once again, which is Yasharallah, Israel. Okay, so it says Colossians 3 and verse 12 says, "Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering." That's right. Put on as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, separate, and beloved, which that word beloved is the wad in the Hebrew, which would be David. All right. So it says, excuse me, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, man. There's a lot of things that we turn away from when it comes to this truth, man. There's a lot of things that brothers might do that you're like, it might upset you or anything like that or something like that. And you turn your face away from it, or you might, correct him, okay, or let him know. But either way, it's mercy and kindness, humbleness of mind, knowing that that brother, even though that brother may not know as much as you, he still has that same penny. Okay. So it says, verse 13, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as a Mashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And this is talking about within the ministry, man. This isn't talking about in the world, man. Esau, you're not supposed to have a quarrel against Esau and forgive him. No, man. If you have a quarrel against Esau, and I don't mean, go and kill the guy, but you don't have to forgive him, because this man, Yahweh didn't forgive him. Okay? Yahweh isn't forgiving him. So, this is talking about within just the ministry, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, man. Long suffering, being patient with the brother, man. He may fall down 7 times, and each time he falls, if you see him falling, man, you're supposed to help him back up. He may be messing up. Okay, he may not be getting everything right, but if he's serving Yahweh Shema Shai in truth and sincerity, you have no reason to sit there and mock him, make him feel less of a person, man. You have no reason to sit there and look down upon him. Yeah, it's okay to be worried about him. All right, hey brother, what's going on, like, and if he keeps falling, you eventually have to, you might have to cuss him out. I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, what's going on? Like, you keep doing this. Obviously, you're not doing it right. Maybe you should try it this way, stuff like that, man. But if he's serving Yahweh Shema Shai in the truth and sincerity, and he's doing his best, who are you to tell him that he's not worthy, man? Right? And that's what that means. So it says, verse 14, and above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. That's right. Charity covers a multitude of sins, man. You put on charity, and charity isn't just, lending a brother money. All right. The charity is taking a brother in if he has nowhere to go. Charity is, giving the shirt off of your back to that brother if he has no clothes. Charity is teaching that brother something he may not know. Charity is hosting class if another brother is busy. Charity is doing anything that will assist a brother. It doesn't mean you just got to give him money all the time. Okay. So it says, verse 15, and let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. That's right. All of us are one body. We make up, the head can't do the same thing. Well, the head can't do the same thing as the toes, man. All right. The ear can't do the same thing as a nose. Okay. So, and be ye thankful, right? Because we all of our spirits, even though they may be different, we all work together towards one goal, which is the kingdom. Right? So let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts, man. Be at peace of mind, man. Because we know that we have the truth. We have the salvation in our hands, man. And we pray that we're part of that number to even obtain that salvation. Right? But let that peace rule over you. Don't let worldly things constantly upset you, man. Know that Yahweh Shema Shai is handling it as long as you put your faith in him and you lean upon him. All right. So it says, verse 16, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to Yahweh. All right, let the word of Yahweh of Hamashiach dwell in you richly It dwell in you richly in all wisdom, man. Let these words guide you through every situation, man. Let these words and this knowledge and this wisdom allow you to make these decisions within the world and within this truth to be able to come out on top. And I don't mean on top over brothers. I mean on top over all this wickedness, man. All right, it says teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Because not every time you teach someone, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, man. You know, every time you teach someone, you could be singing. You know, hey brother, you know, like what's going on? You know, hey brother, hey, you didn't know that? Hey, well, this means that. That means this. You know, it's not necessary to constantly get angry or upset if a brother doesn't know something. You know, brothers learn at their own pace, and that's something that we are all learning first and foremost. Me speaking myself first and foremost. Um, but that's something we are all continuing to learn. All right, if you look at Apostle Zahar from back then to now, you can see that his patience has grew a lot, man. All right. So it says, verse 17, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahushua, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him. That's right. So everything you do, try to do it as Yahushua or Yahweh would do, man. Meaning being a man of your word, being a leader, being a protector, being someone who's gonna uplift brothers' spirits, who's gonna uplift your family spirits, stuff like that, man. So it says, verse 18, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as it is fit in Yahweh, man. Yeah, and this is gonna be short. Um, but if you are a woman, you know this truth, and you have a man in this truth, who's serving Yahweh Bashim Shah to the best of their ability, all right, and calling upon the names of Yahweh Bashim Shah, submit yourself to him, all right, because you're supposed to be and help me, all right. Don't be constantly getting on his nerves, man. Don't be constantly um, doing things to provoke him to anger. All right, be a help me. You know, if you see he's going through stuff, do things that will help take the stress away, man. All right. So it says, verse 19, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. That's right. And speaking to myself first and foremost with this one again, is don't be constantly angry, man. Yeah, this world is gonna stress you out, but don't take that stress out on your woman. All right, don't take that stress out on your kids. All right, do everything in your power. All right, to because if you have a woman, you're supposed to make sure she's safe, she's okay. You're supposed to take care of her as Yahweh would us. Okay, even if you're angry at her, man. All right, the only reason you're supposed to put a woman out is if she do some sort of thing like fornication or cheating, man. All right, but other than that, if she's just getting on your goddamn nerves and ignoring you or something like that, no, man. All right, you gotta love your wife and be not bitter against them. It's okay to be angry, all right, but you gotta love her nonetheless. So it says, verse 20, children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahweh. That's right. Why do you think whenever we serve Yahweh Shem Shai, he's it's pleasing because we're his children. Children, obey your parents in all things, man. Ultimately, because your parents know better. All right. Verse 21: fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. All right. And this one is kind of a this one whenever it says fathers, provoke not your children to anger. Yeah, man. Don't be doing things to just piss off your kids, man. Don't be doing things to discourage them. You know, if you know they can't do something and you're sitting there trying to force them to do it, and without teaching them, or you're just doing things at a pettiness, you gotta stop that, man. Which of course, this isn't saying any of you brothers or you sisters who firmly believe in the truth are doing that, should I say. It's just, breaking down the scriptures, man. So it says, verse 22, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing Yahweh. That's right, because what people think when they read stuff like this is because this is what Esau used to get our people into obedience. But being a servant, that's nothing to be looked down upon, man. All right, you may, being a servant, it just means that someone's over you. We're servants to Yahweh. Well, we're servants to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is a servant to Yahweh. We do the will of our masters, man. you know. So that's just things, if you have a brother over you, you're the servant. All right, if a brother tells you to do something, you're their servant. That, which once again, it's not something. It's not like you. It's not like what's it called? It's not a bad thing. Esau turned it into a bad thing because of the torture and stuff that he did unto us. But being a servant just means that you have someone over you. All right. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that word servant. So, word servant means it's says it's a slave of bondman, man of servile condition, devoted to one another, devoted to another to the disregard of one's own interest, a servant attendant, one who gives himself up to another's will, whose though service is used by Hamashiach in extending and advancing his cause among men. That's right. So it says one who gives himself up to another's will, those whose service is used by Hamashiach in extending and advancing his cause among men. That's right. So you could say we're servants of the Apostle Tahar, all right? Because ultimately he's over all of us, and the Apostle Tahar is a servant of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is a servant of Yahweh. It's nothing to look down upon. And as you can see from the first, it says a slave, a bondman, which that would also be considered a servant. But even a slave or a bondman isn't I want to say, how do I put this? Being a slave or a bondman isn't always something that is, look, the way, whenever you picture a slave, most people picture what Esau did to us, but we were slaves. We were slaves to plenty of other nations. You know, but they didn't do the things unto us that Esau did. Okay, so it says verse 23, and whatsoever you do, excuse me, read it again, Colossians 3:23, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men. That's right. Whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to Yahweh. That's right. So do everything that you do for Yahweh Shema Shai's name's sake. All right. So verse 24, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve Yahweh the Lord Hamashiach. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. That's right. So we know that if we do all these things, we serve them to our best of our ability. We're we do charity, man. We give Yahweh Shema Shah thanks. We doing everything in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah to the best of our ability, and be serving Yahweh Shema Shah to the in truth and sincerity. All right, and we're following all these guidelines that Yahweh has just the Lord just placed in front of us. We're doing it. We know that we shall receive the reward of the inheritance, which is what? Eternal life. All right, but it says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he hath done. All right, so, and it says, and there is no respect of persons, because it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or trillionaire. It don't matter if you're on top of this world right now or not. If you're doing wrong, the Lord is going to recompense you for what you did. The Lord is coming with a reward for everyone according to their works. All right, whether it be bad or good. All right, and no matter who you are. All right, because ultimately Yahweh Shai is over all of us, and Yahweh is over Yahweh Shai. All right. So with that being said, man, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. All right. Double honors to the elders and apostles of a green millstone, who are the true elders and apostles of all Israel. Until the next time I say, Shalom.